Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and also you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and Seminole Indian, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halak here from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, with another video. And we're going to continue on the topic that I've been on for the last few days in the spirit about replacement theology and superstitions and being bullshit, because you have these Christians getting bolder now, coming up to the camps, and pushing this madness of the Israelites have been replaced and all the things that the Most High has promised have been disannulled or canceled, or he's not going to fulfill it. And that's just not the case. That's just not the truth. You see, because the Most High made promises to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they have to be, and he promised that he will fulfill them for their descendants. And that's what we find written all throughout the scriptures, man. You see, the Most High has, matter of fact, we can start right here. This is Malachi 3:6, right? It says what it says. Malachi 3:6 says what? For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Do you hear that? The Most High doesn't change. What he's ordained from the beginning is what it's going to be. The Most High didn't make all these promises to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all throughout the Old Testament just to get to the New and disannul it and cancel out and forget about it. That's not the case. You see? That's not the case, because that will make the Most High a liar. That would mean the Most High changed. When we clearly read right here in the scriptures, the Most High doesn't change. The Most High doesn't change, man. So let's go here. And the Apostle Paul, who you pagan Christians love to take out of context completely, having no understanding of his letters that he wrote to the Israelites who are scattered. You see, he tells you right here in the book of Romans 9 that basically the Most High doesn't change. That everything, matter of fact, let's get this word for solicitude real quick. So it says what? Solicitude for Israel, right? It says care or concern for someone or something. Care or concern for who? Israel. The Most High's chosen people. You see? The Most High promised to never forsake the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that he will do all that he promised to do. And the Apostle Paul tells us this right here in Romans 9. We can start at verse 1. It says, I say the truth in Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants. The old and the new covenant only pertain to the 12 tribes, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? It says what? And the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. All these things pertain to the Most High's chosen people. And we can find all these things written where? In the Old Testament. You see? And they must be fulfilled. And nowhere does it ever mention you natural-born heathen being included in this. The reason that the Apostle Paul is making this known amongst those Romans is because he's speaking to the Israelites scattered amongst the Romans. Just like he was speaking to the Israelites scattered amongst the Colossians, the Galatians, the Ephesians, the Thessalonians. You see? The Philippians. You see? He was speaking to the Israelites scattered amongst those heathen telling them that they are the Israelites and they have access back to all that the Most High has promised our fathers through the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's what he's telling them. Now, what I want to do in this video, we're going to cover what pertains to Israel. Because the Most High made promises and they must be kept. The Most High is a power of his word. Matter of fact, before we get this, let's get this here. Numbers 23 and 19. What does it say? The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? There it is. The Most High doesn't lie. So if he say he's going to do something, it's going to be done. You see? So let's go ahead to Deuteronomy 28, and we're going to go through these blessings, because this still has to come to pass for the 12 tribes, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And no heathen nation has any part in this. These things that are written right here, that the Most High has spoken, they are pertaining to the chosen lineage, man. No one else. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. This is what the Most High has promised. And when is this going to be fully fulfilled for us? When Yahweh Shah returns back to the earth to deliver us from all the lands of our captivities, as the Most High promised he would do. And we're going to be brought back into our supremacy in the earth, reigning over all nations in righteousness. You see? That's a part of the blessing. That's a part of the promise. Which pertains to who? The Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Verse 2 says, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. And once again, this is going to happen in the fullness of it once Yahweh Shah returns to deliver us into that chariot and bring us into the fullness of the second covenant. Because what does the second covenant entail? Us being completely righteous, us being given those immortal bodies to keep the law, statutes, commandments in perfection. You see that? And that's going to grant us access to these blessings that we're going to read here in this chapter. All that's being promised to the 12 tribes, man, and the Most High must fulfill it. And he will. You see? It says, verse 3. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. So everywhere we go, we're going to be blessed. Because right now we're cursed as a people. You see, this is why we see our people in the condition that they're in now. Because of the curses. Because we're being punished for our disobedience. But in the kingdom, once we come into the fullness of these blessings that the Most High has promised to bring upon us, we're going to be blessed everywhere we go. You see? Verse 4 says, blessed be the fruit of thy body, which goes into our children. No more birth defects, no more stillborns, no more of our women having abortions. You see? Our children are always going to be, they're always going to come forth healthy, man, and perfect and righteous. You see that? On this side, that's not the case, man. Your woman to have a miscarriage or a stillborn, or she fuck around and go get an abortion or some shit. That won't be a thing for us in the kingdom of heaven. You see, it says what? And blessed be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So everything that we have, man, our vegetation is going to be blessed. Our garden is going to be blessed, yielding forth the fullness of it, the full strength of it. You see, our vineyards are going to be blessed. Our cattle are always going to reproduce. Kind is another form of cattle. Sheep, more cattle. They're always going to produce healthy. You see? No blemish in them. No plagues coming upon them. And this shows that this whole You got this Kill Gates talking about the cows are causing global warming. Well, the Most High is telling us right here that the cattle, the kind of sheep is going to be fruitful. It's going to be blessed. It's going to be an increased in abundance. So that lets you know that whole sea change is a bunch of bullshit, man. Every nation on this earth is going to have a lot of cattle because they're going to have to supply the best of their cattle to us. That's a part of the blessing. We're going to get that in another lesson when we go into Isaiah 60 to give you more insight to what we have coming unto us as the Israelites, according to these promises that the Most High has made. You see? It says what? Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Our storehouses are always going to be full with grain and wheat. And it's going to be real, not that GMO shit that we're eating now. You see, real food is going to be returned back to the earth. And it's going to be pure, not this defiled shit that we're eating now, man. We're eating our food defiled amongst the Gentiles now because what? We're under the curses. That won't be a thing for us in the kingdom. That's a part of the blessing, man. That's a part of the expected end that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has promised to bring his children into. Deuteronomy 28:6 it says, blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall cause thine enemies to rise up against thee. Deuteronomy 28:7. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. That means that they're going to be in fear of us because of the glory that we're being brought into, because of the power that we're going to be brought into. Because you got to understand, we're going to come back down out of heaven as gods, man. You see? With power the world has never seen before. And the nations they're going to fear us. That's a part of the blessing. That's a part of what's been promised, man. When the Israelites are mentioned in the earth in our kingdom, it's going to be with reverence and respect. You see? Verse 8 it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall command the blessing upon thy storehouses or barns. You see where you keep your harvested provisions. It says, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power giveth thee. Do you see this? The Most High is always talking about taking us back to our land, because that fulfills the promise made unto Abraham of that land being Abraham's possession and his descendants' possession forever. Everything that we read about, this is going to take place when we're taken back into our land and planted there for good. This is a part of what's being promised. And Yahweh Shai came to have his blood shed to seal the deal, man. So this has to be fulfilled. And it will be. So my thing is this. We know these words have to be fulfilled. They got to come to pass, so that makes the Most High lie. So tell me, how do the pagan Christians fit into this? These things weren't promised to you. They were promised to the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How does this apply to the spiritual church in Jesus now? When this was promised to a bloodline, to a lineage. This is what the Most High said he would do for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you're not of the seed, this don't apply to you. And we know it has to be fulfilled, so the seed is still here, waiting to receive what was promised. As the Apostle Paul told us, man, the promises pertain to the Israelites, his flesh and blood. You see? Deuteronomy 28:9 it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall establish thee in holy people unto himself. The Most High never spoke that about you heathen nations. You weren't never considered a holy nation unto him. Once again, you have to go back into the history to get the understanding, man. And Isaac shall thy seed be called. If you're not a part of that lineage, this does not pertain to you. And the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ did not come to change or alter what the Most High said. He came to fulfill what the Most High promised to do. For who? The 12 tribes of Israel, man. Deuteronomy 28:9, it says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn. You see, as he hath sworn. The Most High swore he would do it. And he didn't swear he was going to bring all nations into it. He swore that he was going to do this for the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? It says, well, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power and walk in his ways. And we're going to do that in perfection once Yahweh Shah changes us and brings us into the fullness of the second covenant. As the Most High has promised us. And the covenants pertain to who? The Israelites. Verse 10 says what? And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahweh, and they shall be afraid of thee, because they're going to witness us in the height of our glory. They're going to witness us exalted as the children of the Most High. They're going to witness our power, man. They're going to witness that we're going to be immortals. And that's going to put great fear upon them, man. Because right now, ain't nobody fearing the Israelites. They don't respect us in the earth. It's because we're on the bottom. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to change all of that, as he has promised to do. Deuteronomy 28:11, it says, And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which Yahweh Bashem Yahushua swear unto thy fathers to give thee. He didn't swear this to the fathers of all nations. He swore this to the fathers of Israel. And as we're taken back into our land, we're going to flourish beyond anything the world has ever seen before. You see, because right now we have nothing. We have to go to our enemy for the one of all things. Because what? We're under the curse. You might have Israelites who have a ranch or two. We got a few $1 million, but that ain't shit if the whole nation ain't eating. This is going to be done for our entire nation. Every single Israelite is going to be good in the kingdom. That's a part of the blessing, not just a handful that's eating and the rest of our people are in poverty. That's not going to be a thing in the kingdom of heaven. Every single Israelite is going to partake in the fullness of these blessings. It's just going to be different levels of it, but they're still going to partake in it, and they're going to be, they talking about how rich Elon Musk and Bill Gates are. The lowest ranking Israelite in the kingdom of heaven is going to far exceed anything that Bill Gates and Elon Musk and the Rothschilds have ever done on this side, man. That's how great these blessings are that are about to be poured upon us. You see? Everything that we have is just going to be in great abundance, man. And it's going to be pure. And we're going to have it all in our country. The land that spans from the Nile River to the Euphrates. I'm talking about in the fullness of it, not just a strip of land like you see going on with the 1948ers. No, the entire land is going to be given over into our possession, and we're going to rule in it in righteousness and flourish beyond anything that the world can comprehend, man. This is what the Most High has promised to us. Deuteronomy 28:12, it says, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. For all you Israelites out here thinking that the solution for us on this side is to get a black-owned bank. No, man. That ain't going to happen on this side. Now, that is promised to happen for us in the kingdom of heaven. We are going to rule over the money. We're going to be issuing out loans to the nations, man. We're going to be able to deny or approve the loans. Because right now, it's vice versa. But in our kingdom that the Most High has promised to bring us into, we are going to be the authority. All the resources, all the precious material, all the precious mineral, all the precious stone, whatever we're going to be using for fuel, whatever is going to have our economy running and booming, we are going to be at the head of it in every aspect of it, ruling it in righteousness and perfection. No more false weights and balances. No more credit bullshit of just having people in debt. All that is going to end with the so-called white man system. And what we're going to usher in is a completely righteous and fair and perfect economy that we are going to head. You see, every aspect of the economy will be controlled and ordered by the Israelites. We got it all coming, everything that y'all longing for, and we're telling y'all the answers constantly. Telling you, hey man, just repent to the Lord. Everything that we're longing for, He's going to give it to us. It's being promised. We're going to be the head. You see? We're going to lend and not be doing any borrowing. We're going to have to go to nobody for a car note, a car loan. That's the type of shit we're suffering on this side because we're under the curses. In our kingdom, the roles are going to be changed or reversed. You see? Verse 13 says what? And Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. So for everybody out there talking shit, acting like coming into our true heritage is something light, as if it's of none importance, you don't understand what the fuck is going on. You got these guys out to my these niggas from the Grits and Ed podcast or some shit like that. Grits and Ed's podcast. Niggas talking about they don't give a fuck about who the true Jews are. Nigga, you better care. Cause that's the only hope we got. All our problems are answered by returning to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because everything that we're longing for, having our family structure put back together, having power, authority, and dominion in the earth, you see, becoming true kings and reigning in righteousness is all being laid out for us in the scriptures. But there's a certain way that we have to get it. But the Most High is going to give it unto us, man. We're going to be above only. This is what's coming next. This is what we have in store for us. And it's all according to what the Most High has promised unto us. And it must be fulfilled. This has nothing to do with anyone else outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. You see? Deuteronomy 28 and 14 it says, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And we won't, because we'll be in the fullness of the second covenant. Got to do a video on that, showing, because we have to continue to go into these things. As long as these pagan Christians are coming with that bullshit replacement theology, we're going to have to go into the scriptures to show you what's true, to show you what's actually written according to what the Most High has spoken. But this is what it is, man. You see, a list of promises the Most High has made unto us, and He will fulfill it. You see, and this only pertains to the 12 tribes, man. No one else. So, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect, man. I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.